From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, good afternoon. Hope you had a nice weekend so far. Hope your Sunday's been nice. And if you've had a nice weekend, if you've enjoyed those conditions outside of the smoke, well, you're going to like today as well because the cooling trend is still in effect. We've got those upper 80s and lower 90s here for today, but again, smoky, very smoky here. Portions of the valley east, up towards Modoc County, and the eastern mountains, maybe into Shasta County as well. That's kind of been the big X factor here in terms of the forecast over the past couple of days, and will continue to be so for the next couple as well. So there's that park fire continuing to rage, 300,000 plus acres, but we're getting some containment now. We're about 13 to 14% as of the last update that I've seen here. And that's right here along the ridges just east of the valley, just east and northeast at Chico. So those have been kind of pushed back here. We're still seeing a lot of smoke from this though, because still if you've contained 15% of a 300,000 plus acre fire, that's a lot of stuff still burning out there. But the winds are starting to filter it just a little bit. We're not seeing these pinks everywhere, right? We start to see it getting kind of pushed eastward over towards the eastern mountains, Plumas County, so from Chester, Seussville, all the way to Doyle. You're probably going to see a nice little funneling of smoke, and for a lot of us, it's going to be pretty thick here, but it's not quite as widespread, and you can really see that here on the big picture smoke forecast, right? And even through Monday and into Tuesday, it actually becomes a little more dispersed here, and it's not quite as bad as it has been. So I'm starting to think we're seeing signs that the maximum breadth of the park fire has been kind of dwelled down a little bit, so we're seeing positive trends here over the next several days for that. And of course, we'll keep you updated on the social media pages for that. Weather NorCal app will also keep you updated there. Useful tool to have during fire season, that much is for sure. All right, so let's take a look at the big picture because to be honest with you, besides this, I really don't think there's much to talk about in terms of the forecast, besides the fact that there is a little bit of a warming trend as we head through the week. We're getting back into this more typical upper 90s, maybe triple digits regime in the midweek. So I do think we're going to be warming back up. If you've enjoyed this cooling trend, don't take it for granted. That much is for sure. I'll discuss that more in just a second. Also, Friday and into Saturday, I have seen some indications that the possibility of some monsoon-type moisture is creeping in. It's not a lot, it's not very widespread, but you do see kind of indications of that, right? Notice out towards the eastern mountains, you start to see a few bubbling up areas there. So the indications are there, but I can't give you any specifics right now. I think most of us are still going to be dry, but just keep that in the back of your mind. The possibility might be there by next weekend, but of course, I'll be with you there to keep you updated on that. So we'll see if that trend plays out. Anything helps, that much is for sure, but hopefully it won't be too dry, and hopefully it's not going to be a lightning situation because honestly, we just need some moisture, right? That much is for sure. So yeah, besides that, I really don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. The main story for now is the warming trend. So we're going to get back to those 90s and triple digits here for Trinity County and the Valley. So let's start with Trinity County and you'll see what I'm talking about. So through tomorrow, don't worry, we're still going to be in the 80s and lower 90s through Tuesday as well. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, of course, I sound like a broken record, but that's the time frame. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for that trend upwards in terms of those temperatures back to 98 to 100 in the hotter areas across the area. So on the coast, of course, you don't see that as much. The marine boundary layer really has been ripping here over the last several days. We're going to be staying in the 60s here, pretty cloudy for the next week or so, but head a little further inland and that trend really reveals itself. 80s for the next couple of days, so the trend is not upwards yet. Like I said, say it with me. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? Upper 90s, maybe even near triple digits here by that kind of peak of the warming trend. So we're going to have to watch that for the possibility of getting back to more average temperatures here in that time frame. Of course, I don't think we're going to be seeing any record-breaking heat like we did a few weeks ago, but still a nice little warming trend. It's a little bit overdue here, right? That much is for sure. Over out to Siskiyou County, it's the same story. Mount Shasta City, over in Shasta County south as well, we're seeing that trend take hold in a pretty big way as well. So I do think we're going to start seeing that more universal trend, right? Notice those 80s. Yeah, we're not going to see that yet. But 90s, upper 90s, yeah, I'm starting to think that's going to be the case here as we head in that time frame. Out towards Modoc County, same story, right? I really am starting to think that we're not going to be much cooler than about 94 to 95 in this time frame. And I said that's the bottom end, right? So 97, 98, 99, maybe even higher. Yeah, I could entirely see that being the case in that time frame. Now, down towards the eastern mountains, Plumas County, we're probably going to be in the upper 90s there as well. Down through the valley, of course, as is usual, you are the temperature winners. Triple digits will be taking back over in that Wednesday, Thursday time frame here, but not for the next few days. We're going to be in the lower 90s yet. We still have a good 10 to 12 degrees to go in that time frame. There, of course, Valley North, Lakehead, all the way down to Red Bluff, upper 90s by then, but for the next few days, yeah, lower 90s, not too shabby by my standards. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back with you this evening for more Fresh and Weather NorCal Command Center. I'll speak to you then.